The Bible contains many stories that have shaped religious thought, culture, and morality for thousands of years. Here are a few significant ones. 1. Creation, Genesis 1-2. The Bible begins with the story of God creating the world in 6 days. God creates light, the sky, land, plants, stars, animals, and finally humans, Adam and Eve, who are made in his image. On the seventh day, God rests, establishing the Sabbath. 2. The fall of man, Genesis 3. Adam and Eve live in the Garden of Eden and are commanded not to eat from the tree of knowledge of good and evil. However, they are tempted by a serpent, often interpreted as Satan, and eat the forbidden fruit, leading to their expulsion from Eden and the introduction of sin and death into the world. 3. Noah's Ark, Genesis 6-9. As humanity becomes increasingly wicked, God decides to cleanse the earth with a great flood. He instructs Noah, a righteous man, to build an ark and gather 2 of every kind of animal. After the flood, God makes a covenant with Noah, symbolized by a rainbow, promising never to destroy the earth with a flood again. 4. The Tower of Babel, Genesis 11. Humanity, unified by one language, begins building a massive tower to reach the heavens. Displeased with their pride and ambition, God confuses their language, causing them to scatter across the earth and halting the construction. 5. Abraham's test, Genesis 22. God tests Abraham's faith by asking him to sacrifice his son, Isaac. Abraham obeys, but just as he is about to kill Isaac, God intervenes, providing a ram as a substitute sacrifice. 6. Moses and the Exodus, Exodus 1-14. The Israelites are enslaved in Egypt, and God calls Moses to lead them to freedom. After a series of plagues, Pharaoh finally agrees to let them go. Moses parts the Red Sea, allowing the Israelites to escape, and the sea closes over the pursuing Egyptian army. 7. The Ten Commandments, Exodus 19-20. After leading the Israelites out of Egypt, Moses receives the 10 Commandments from God on Mount Sinai. These commandments form the foundation of Israel's moral and legal code. 8. David and Goliath, 1 Samuel 17. The young shepherd David defeats the giant Goliath with a slingshot and a stone, demonstrating faith and courage. David later becomes the king of Israel and is a central figure in the Bible. 9. Daniel in the lion's den, Daniel 6. Daniel, a devout Jew, continues to pray to God despite a decree that makes it illegal. As a result, he is thrown into a den of lions, but is miraculously protected by God and emerges unharmed. 10. The birth of Jesus, Matthew 1-2, Luke 1-2. The New Testament begins with the birth of Jesus Christ, who is born to the Virgin Mary in Bethlehem. His birth is announced by angels and visited by shepherds and wise men, signaling the arrival of the Messiah. 11. The crucifixion and resurrection of Jesus, Matthew 26-28, Mark 14-16, Luke 22-24, John 18-21. Jesus is crucified under Roman rule but rises from the dead 3 days later. This event is central to Christian belief, symbolizing the defeat of sin and death and offering salvation to believers. 12. Paul's conversion, Acts 9. Saul, a zealous persecutor of Christians, is converted after encountering a vision of the risen Christ on the road to Damascus. He becomes Paul, one of the most important apostles, spreading the gospel throughout the Roman Empire. These stories are just a few examples of the rich and diverse narratives found in the Bible, which spans from the creation of the world to the early Christian church.